Am I live? Am I live? 5 4 10 4. What's up, YouTube? This is Heartless, and I am back with another video. And I was basically waiting on this thing to count down and see if I was going to be live or not, but I am live. But anyway, I want to talk to you guys about all this crazy talk that's going on YouTube. Not YouTube, excuse me, but all this crazy talk that's going around Twitter. Twitter has been booming all day. Now, I wanted to release a video as soon as possible, but I couldn't because I was at work, and I've seen it on my timeline that it has been booming like non-stop. It has been booming non-stop, and shit is crazy. But anyway, the topic that I'm going to talk to you guys about, it's Microsoft. Microsoft is making some serious moves this generation. They have announced that they are going to be releasing the dev kits for the devs, and there's even pictures of it. I'm going to show you guys in a few minutes, but as before I get into it, I want to talk to you guys about these dev kits because I've been looking at this picture, and matter of fact, I'm getting ready to pull it up for you guys. You just bear with me real quick. Let me scroll down now. Now you see this dev kit photo right here, right? What's up? But anyway, you see this dev kit photo over here, right? I'm about to make it bigger for you guys. Okay, first off, if you can see these photos that's in the back, those are the Xbox 360s. Now you can tell this is the OG Xbox right here, and this is the Xbox One Slim, right? And this is the OG Xbox One, right? Now all these dev kits, some people may say, oh, not all of them look the same as its predecessor, and yada yada yada. I think that's bullshit. I'm gonna just be honest with you, and I'm just being real. Anybody with straight eyes could look at these dev kits and tell like these are the split identical version of the final console design. You can look at it and tell. I mean, look at the 360, for instance. It has the same tower feel to it. It has everything is the same except for this big bulk square thing that's at the top. Right now, when they went with the slim version with the Xbox 360, it looks the same. Got the same little vent on the side. Rewind. You see how the 360 got the little vents that's on the side? It has those vents. It looks just like the damn original OG 360. Now going right back to the Slim. The Slim, it looks the same. I mean, you can look at the fan, not the fan. I mean the vents that's on the side. That's on the right hand side of the console, and it looks identical. I mean, just look at the top. You know what I'm saying? Now let's go to the OG Xbox dev kit. Same thing. It looks the same. The only thing difference is that big white square at the top where my mouse is. It's not on the final version of the Xbox, or OG Xbox. Now let's go to the Xbox One S. The Xbox One S right here. Same exact thing. Same exact thing, people. Right? Right. It looks the same. Like there's no difference or nothing. It might be slight little design flow right here or whatever, and you see XDK on it, and a little barcode right here, but it's the same shit overall. Now going back to the OG Xbox One, same thing. Only difference is that it's a little bit taller. As you can see, it's a little bit taller, but it's the same exact thing. Now, my point exact, I really feel like this is going to be the final design of the Xbox Scorpio. It might be, they might change the front. Obviously, they might change the front a little bit to make it a bit more sleek. You can see the right here. You probably can't see it from my view, but if you could actually pull up the photo of the article, if you could actually pull up the article that I will be leaving in the link description, as I always do every single time, you can actually see that right here is the disk tray. Right here is the disk drive. Now I don't know about these ugly buttons right here, but kind of got me scratching my head on some real G shit. Shout out to T Reaper. I see you, homie. I see you online. I will be online in a little bit. I might not. Again, I gotta be at work. But T Reaper, I'll fuss with you this weekend. I will be on the sticks this weekend. Be on the lookout, homie. But anyway, back to the topic. Another photo. I don't know why this photo has it blurred out, but I've seen numerous photos on Twitter of this same exact photo of this same exact dev kit, and it actually right here where it's actually blurred out, it actually says 60 frames per second, 60 FPS. Why in this article, in this photo in particular, that they decide to blur that out, I have no idea. But that's what it usually would say there. It would say 60 frames per second. Now, don't get me wrong, this might not be the final design, but I highly believe that this is going to be the final design to it, because, I mean, come on, look at it. I just hope, I don't got no problem with this design. My only issue with this design is all these buttons over here. Like, that shit, look, it looked like a cable modem. It looked like a big-ass cable modem. I'm like, all jokes aside, it looks like a big-ass cable modem, and I hope they fix that, and I hope they change that. But it's not actually the scope. I don't want to say it's the final copy, but it's damn near going to be the final version of it. But now, everybody that's watching this, just take everything. I don't want you to take everything with a grain of salt, but I want you guys to pay attention to this photo right here, because this photo is this photo is all over the internet, and this photo is definitely going to give you a hint to what the Scorpio is actually going to look like, what it's actually going to look like. And like I've been saying in the earlier throughout the video about how all these other consoles, all these other dev kits that's in the background are really similar to the actual console of the the Xbox 360. This is the OG Xbox 360s right here, the Xbox 360 Slim. They all look identical to the original final copy of it. Now, even this one right here, like, this is really similar. Now, again, back to the Scorpio, I really believe that this will be the final casing of it, and my only pet peeve about it is I hope they don't include these ugly buttons on it. But everything else about this, I love it. I mean, it has events here, just like they talked about in the specifications and everything like that. And now let me scroll up to the top of the article so that you guys could see about the potential release that they're going to have. Now, also, I want you guys to take note and mark this date on your calendar, May 2nd. Mark it down on your calendar, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because that is when Microsoft is going to actually have a hardware event in New York City. I'm going to put up the article right here. Here it goes. Microsoft announces hardware event for May 2nd in New York City. Now, I really feel like that they're going to do it this way because they don't want to intervene with E3. With E3, they want to just show straight games. They are straight gunning. They're going to have all their first party games lined up. They're going to have their multiplex. They're going to have their exclusive. They're going to have all that goodness. They want to keep everything focused on games. They don't want to intervene with the hardware and get everybody bored, and you know what I'm saying? They don't want to do that. So what they're going to do is they're going to have this hardware event May 2nd in New York City, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. The article basically talks about Microsoft is planning to hold a special hardware and software event in New York City on May 2nd. After weeks of rumors over Microsoft plans, the software maker started emailing out press invites today. The event will begin at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time on May 2nd, and sources familiar with Microsoft plans to tell The Verge not to expect a Surface phone or a new Surface Pro device. So, yeah, we're still expecting Microsoft to unveil at least one piece of new hardware, but it's not likely to have a successor to the Surface Book ready just yet. It is possible Microsoft may take this opportunity to reveal the hardware design of its upcoming Xbox Project Scorpio just ahead of its E3 event in June, or its successor of the Surface 3, which was a design with students in mind. Now, I really feel like that it's going to be it. Like this is the bang, and this is what everybody has been waiting for. For everybody that's concerned about, oh, the Scorpio is coming out but there's no games, but like I said, and like I have been saying in my previous videos, they are going to come out with games. It's just everybody just going to have to be patient. Just remember when Sony had that hiccup with the PlayStation when they said, look, our games is going to be really sparse. Well, I mean, Xbox, they didn't come out and say their games are going to be sparse, but it's obvious that they are really sparse this season. But I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, I've been definitely looking forward to all the news and everything that's been going on. And shout out to BC Rivers. I see you, homie. Appreciate you watching. It's not the actual Xbox Scorpio, but it is a dev kit. I wanted to let you know that it is a dev kit, and it's actually in this early design. And I'll pull a picture up again so that you can see it. It's actually in its early stages so that you can actually check it out. Again, I want you guys to let me know your opinions and views in the comment section, and let me know what you guys think. Or do you agree with me that all these early dev kits are identical to the final product, or do you think they look differently? Because I mean, according to me, it looks the same to me. It's just a little bit of modifications changed to it and whatnot. But also another picture I've been meaning to show you guys. Let me do a display capture. Hold on, bear with me. Okay, basically this picture I got is basically the specifications. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. But basically this picture I'm showing you guys is basically the specifications of the Project Scorpio and the dev kit and the Xbox One S and the original Xbox One. And it basically compares the CPUs clocked at 2.3 gigahertz with 8 cores, etc. It basically compares it to the original Xbox One. Now, in my opinion, I really feel like that when they do announce and release the Scorpio, they are definitely going to market that 4K and a 4K audience, because they want to attract the 4K consumers, because everybody has a 4K TV. I have two 4K TVs, and I am hungry for 4K gaming. I'm not a PC gamer anymore, but I am thinking about jumping back on PC. It's been a while, and I'm thinking about going back to PC, but I'm still hungry for a 4K experience. The reason why I stepped back from PC was because I just didn't want to sit at the computer playing with mouse and keyboard. Although there's nothing wrong with that, I just didn't feel like being limited to one location. See, with a console, it's more convenient for me to lay on a couch or sometimes lay in a bed, etc. PC, I just couldn't do that. I was just limited to one location. But back to the console thing, I honestly feel like they're gonna market it. My only pet peeve with the Scorpio, according to the specifications that's going around the internet, my main pet peeve is that it's going to come with 1 terabyte hard drive. Why, Microsoft? Why? Why did you guys do that? But other than that, everything else looks good. It looks really good. Yeah, it is using a Jaguar GPU, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is, but it's modified. It's modified, so that's a huge plus. Now let me X out this so I can actually show you guys the other article. But it also says we should see a final design and price to this E3 in June. And also, this picture has been posted up on Twitter by Aaron Greenberg. I follow him on Twitter, and he posted this up. This guy is the truth. He actually put a tweet out yesterday. He said Xbox Scorpio doesn't need a boost mode. He said the Xbox Scorpio is boost mode. That's exactly what he said in his tweet. I found it funny, but he's gunning. He is definitely gunning. He's not playing no games whatsoever. He is not playing any games whatsoever. Aaron Greenberg something else. It looks like a cheap cable box, if you ask me. Yeah, I mean, it looks like a cable modem, and I hope they get rid of those buttons. I really do. I hope they put a different casing to it, and I really hope that they make it look more premium. Because if think about it, if we spitting out $500 for a console, and don't get me wrong, the specifications is A1 and stuff like that, but we want it to look more premium than it is. I don't want to have something that is, because obviously it's going to have some weight to it, because the power unit is going to be inside an internal power unit, so it's going to have some weight to it. So it's not going to feel cheap as far as heaviness, but it all depends on how the casing is and stuff like that. Me, I kind of prefer the shiny look, but a lot of people don't because of the fingerprints and stuff like that. They brought that up in the last, when the Xbox One first dropped and the PlayStation 4 first dropped, and even when the iPhones with the shiny glossy look, a lot of people didn't want that. They just wanted the matte black because of the fingerprints would mess the phone up. But me personally, I really hope, I don't have no problem with the size of the console. I just hope that they tweak it as far as looks wise. I hope they change the appearance of how the front end looks of it. But because it does look a bit cheap. It does look like a white cable modem slash, I want to say I don't want to say a toaster, but it just looked like one of them George Foreman grills that you see in Walmart. Not the real big ones, but the real small ones. But also, as for the Xbox button, I hope they change that as well, because that has me scratching my head also. But I just wanted to touch bases with you guys. I know it's been a while that I haven't been on here, and I apologize. It's been a crazy busy week, and I have videos that I have in my Sony Vegas as far as editing and trying to post it up on YouTube, but it is very time consuming, and I work long hours, and it's hard to multitask. But I do appreciate you guys watching me and checking me out as far as me putting up my content and following up with me. But I would definitely keep you guys posted on every single thing that is Xbox related, that's Sony related, as it's just basically gaming. Let me know in the comment section on what you guys think about this article and the pictures that I've shown you guys, and let me know if you guys got a 4K TV or in the market of looking for a 4K TV. If you do not have a 4K TV, the 3 TVs I do recommend is, number 1, the Samsung KS8000 or the KS9000. Hands down. Number 2, I recommend the LG OLEDs between the B6 or the C6. But be careful with that, because the reason why I say be careful with that is because that TV has a bit of latency even in game mode. Like, it's a bit jumpy. Another TV in which I recommend, and it's a TV that I actually own, is the Vizio P series. It's really good. A lot of people didn't want to buy that TV because at the time it didn't support HDR10, but I assure you, Vizio had released an update in August and another for HDR to support HDR10, and then they released another update late September of last year to push that further, to push that update to fix the HDR10 stability. So I don't know how it works with the Xbox One S because I don't own one. I'm trying to hold off and not buy any more consoles until that Scorpio drop. Once that Scorpio drop, I'm going to do a 4K unboxing, not a 1080p. I'm going to do a 4K unboxing, and I'm going to show you guys actual gameplay on my TV as well. Another concern that I do have is that once they do release these 4K consoles with these 4K TVs, I'm actually curious to see what kind of capture cards is going to come out as well, 4K capture cards, because as 4K becomes the norm and more demanding, we're going to need an upgraded capture card. So I'm really curious to see what Elgato has in store for us as far as releasing 4K at 30 frames per second or 4K at 60 frames per second, so that way I can get you guys the best quality gameplay footage possible on YouTube, even though it might be dumbed down a little bit, because you know how YouTube buffers and downscales it and stuff like that. But I want to try to give you guys the best content as possible. But anyway, let me know in the comment section what your opinions and views. And I appreciate you guys checking me out and stopping by and shooting me messages and stuff like that. Do you think the Scorpio might kill the hype of the Switch, like everyone is saying? I honestly don't think so. The Nintendo Switch, in my opinion, I think the Nintendo Switch could actually do pretty well if they keep releasing games for it, but not just first party games. I pulled up a couple of articles that basically said that EA is going to be working with the Nintendo Switch, so we're going to see games like NBA 2K18 on there and stuff like that. And also they got a new Mario Kart game coming out, and they also working on another Smash Brothers coming out, so they got potential to actually survive this. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to knock them off because I don't prefer that platform, but if they actually have games coming and keeping the consumer interested, they might be able to survive. They might have some light at the end of the tunnel. The game, if I was over there in charge of Nintendo, I would focus on Smash Brothers, definitely, and I would definitely, most definitely bring back Metroid Prime Hunters. Nintendo needs that badly, because that could be the Halo killer if they know how to do it right. If they know how to bring that game back right and make it a AAA and just make that shit look beautiful, and come out with, let's say if they was to come out with a more powerful Nintendo docking stand that supports 4K gaming, dude, they could make a killing if they knew what they were doing. But Nintendo really need those strong AAA games, and I really feel like if they was to hit the nail on the coffin with a bomb ass Metroid Prime Hunter game, they could really do some damage. They could really shake the room up to the point where Microsoft and Sony jump up like, oh shit, them guys is alive. They putting in some work over there. You know what I'm saying? So I really want to see Nintendo survive, because we need that competition out nowadays. We really need that stuff, and they really do need to work with their third parties. They really need to work with third party, because we do want to see other games on that platform. We do want to see multi-plats on there. We want to see a Ninja Gaiden over there. I'm just throwing that out there, but we want to see a multi-plat come out. But in order for them to really survive those are my opinions on what the necessary steps that they can take to achieve of surviving the Scorpio. PlayStation, they're good. They're in good hands. They're not worried. They got Last of Us 2 getting ready to come out. They got Uncharted Lost Legacy getting ready to drop August. I believe it's August 22nd. This is going off the top of my head. I think it is August 22nd. They good. PlayStation is good. The Pro, even though it does that checkerboard, and they're good. They in good hands. They don't got anything to worry about. And plus, they got the PlayStation 5 in the works, and I really feel like it's going to drop in 2019. So they in good hands. Scorpio and Microsoft, they're in incredible hands. They doing incredible right now. They really making moves. They stomping their foot down, letting everybody know, look, we got the 4K console. I know the majority of you gamers have 4K TV, so let's take advantage of it. And I love Microsoft for that. I really hate how Nintendo's claim. Right, I agree with you. I agree. BC Rivers, I agree with you. Nintendo do Nintendo fans do, you guys do need third party support. Third party support is what matters. That could really make and break a console, because if a console just comes out with just first party, is just first party games and no multiplats on it, and especially if the games are real similar and real kiddie-ish, nobody's gonna want to keep playing those. No, not no. The average grown man is not going to want to play those. Don't get me wrong, but the average grown adult is not going to want to play those. And there's third party support is crucial. I want to take it back to a couple E3s ago, back when the Ouya was in that sunlight burning up. Don't get me wrong, the idea of the Ouya was incredible. The idea was incredible. They just executed it wrong. The reason why I want to say they executed it wrong is because, for one, the design, it looked like dog shit. For two, they said anybody could hack it. Who wants to play on a console when anybody and everybody and their grandmother could hack the damn console and give you unlimited bullets and they'll shoot the hell out of you? Like, nobody wants to do that. So they shot themselves in the foot with that. Now, if I was in charge of the Ouya, for one, I wouldn't have named it the Ouya. For two, I would have made it a beast console. And for three, picture a console that plays games equivalent to the 360, etc., but also play video games from off your cell phone. Like that, the idea of the Ouya was fucking popping. It was bomb. It was lit. I loved it. The idea of it, especially there's a lot of good games in the mobile market. A lot of people. A lot of people take for granted. There is a lot of decent games. Like it's an actual game that's called I think it's called Shadow Zone or something like that. I forgot the name of it, but it's actually like it's like Gears of War, but it's like a mobile version of it, and it's really good. And then they have a multiplayer on it where the Android users versus the iPhone people, and then you got the Android users versus the iPad users. Like it's cross gen, and I like that. And I really hope that could be implemented on the Xbox and PC, or the Xbox and PlayStation. That would be dope as hell. But the Ouya, I really feel like they executed it really wrong. If they would have had it, if they would have marketed a different way, then maybe it would have survived and executed it better. It could have made a change to it. But the fact that it had the way how they did the Ouya is the same way how EA did Titanfall 2. The reason why I say that is because Titanfall 2, they just released it out there to the wolves against Battlefield 1 and the Call of Duty and stuff like that, and didn't promote it, just didn't help it. Like, first, that the release date was just all wrong. They shouldn't have done that. And that's my comparison, because they really shot themselves in the foot by saying anybody could hack the console, and it was just straight up utter disaster. But back to the Nintendo Switch, I really want Nintendo to do well, even though they're stubborn and stuck in their ways and stuff like that. I really want them to do well, because, like I said, competition is everything. And for those of you who follow me on Twitter, I actually spit out numerous tweets to Samsung and Apple begging them to make a console. Why? Because I want more competition. More competition means the more bang for your buck, people. Think about it. Think about a Samsung game system. Think about an Apple game system. Well, Apple gonna knock you upside your head with the price. But think about a Samsung game system. That shit would be beautiful. Think about it. It would be amazing. But BC Rivers, changing topic. Do you think Nintendo pulled a Sega by killing off the Wii U this early? Tough question, but I don't think they did, but I really feel like they should have. They if they was going to release something better than the Wii U, they should have took it back to the roots. I I feel like the Wii U should have got an improvement. I don't think they should have jumped the gun and went to a whole nother gen. I think they should have upgraded the controller scheme, and got rid of the tablet, like made a like make a Wii U Pro or something like that. I think they should have went in that direction and changed the controller scheme to get rid of the tablet thing, but improve the actual console, because at the end of the day, that tablet garbage was the main cost of it. If they was to get rid of that, change the controller scheme to more like the GameCube controller scheme, and then implemented that extra cost into the actual console, I think it might would have done better and improved on the specifications of the console. It might would have done better. And but as for them jumping the gun, going to a complete another generation, and they still kind of behind of Generation 8, is just, it's mind boggling, man. So that's another no no that they should that Nintendo is just, I don't know what's going on over there, and I hope that they don't. I just hope they don't go bankrupt. But don't get me wrong, their sales are still booming. So hopefully, us gamers, we could put our foot down and vote with our pockets and demand a change. But I actually have to. I have to give it up to Nintendo though, because they actually made huge profits off their cheap consoles, and it's crazy. The Nintendo Wii, the first one, it sold pretty well, and a lot of adults bought the Nintendo Wii because they got that the Wii Sports thing, like with the boxing, and they actually like the tennis and stuff like that. So a lot of people would like the actual Wii, but the Wii U, it didn't live up to that in my opinion. But I just want to see Nintendo succeed at the end of the day, because Microsoft is definitely making moves, and Sony is definitely making moves, and I'm gonna just need Nintendo to get with the times and put a chat system in there, and on their online and stuff like that. I really want them to succeed though. But what Nintendo needs to do, and if I was in charge of Nintendo, I would drop a console called the Nintendo Revolution, because I would revolutionize the whole entire company. I would put fuck a Jaguar. I will put the AMD Ryzen processor in that motherfucker, right? I'll put that in there. And then I would implement a real online mode to the point where everybody could talk to each other and stuff like that. But to lure customers in, I would make it free. I would make the online free. I'll put a free trial in there. Remember how Xbox Live used to do? It used to give you 12 months. No, it used to give you 6 months free trial. Remember how they used to do it before they got greedy and started giving you to 1 day and 2 day free trial? And now they don't even give you a free trial anymore ever. They've been stopped it. But remember back in the day, they used to give you free trials for like 6 months and 4 months and 3 months, etc. That's what I would do. And I would actually make that console beast. I wouldn't make it completely wireless, but it would be damn near wireless. Like it would be like I'll have the built-in power supply and everything like that, and I would have it 4K ready. Like I would have, I would implement like the touch sensor, how the PlayStation controller has, but I would also implement speakers in the controller just like the PlayStation, because I think that's dope. I think every controller should have speakers in it, because that's like low key surround sound, and that shit is amazing. But I really that and I would put the controller scheme similar to the Nintendo GameCube, because the GameCube controller scheme was straight love. And actually, this takes me back to what I was saying on Twitter, when I was begging to Samsung and Apple to make a console, I was actually begging them guys to make a Sega Genesis 2 to revamp it or to buy the rights of it or something like that, because I actually fell in love with the Sega Genesis controller scheme as well, because that controller scheme was just straight fucking amazing. But back to the topic though, that's what I would do. I would call the damn console Nintendo Revolution, make it a traditional console, put the traditional features to it, and make it 4K ready, 60 frames. If not, put it 40 frames. But what I will not do is I won't put in things that's not related to gaming. I won't put a Netflix. I mean, I would probably let everybody get their freedom and put their apps inside the console and stuff like that. But I don't think I would force people to, with the privacy settings and things like that. And see, that's what Nintendo's problem is. If Nintendo was to stop forcing and implementing these, these privacies and stuff like that, then and get with the times, they can actually succeed. Now, if Nintendo was to actually let people make these own decisions and things like that, they won't do too bad. And Nintendo really, 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 I know I sound like a broken record, but they really need Metroid Prime Hunters, because I really fell in love with that game, man, like that. And I'm pretty sure everybody here that's listening, they agree with me, because when I first played that game, I was like, oh, I was blown away. But it really, and this takes me back to a couple E3s ago when everybody was anticipating for a new Metroid Prime, and they came out with this dog shit kitty Super Nintendo graphic Metroid Prime bullshit game. Like it was basically an utter disappointment, and I don't think Nintendo is listening to their fans, and it's crazy. And for them to release a console like the Switch that's cheaply made is a complete disappointment. It's straight plastic all over. It has dead pixels. I don't know if this is still going on, but it has dead pixels, and they have been telling customers, hey, that's normal. I mean, when do having dead pixels ever become normal? I know if I was to buy a fucking Samsung TV or a LG TV and I put it up, mounted it up and everything, and I got some dead ass pixels, and I call Vizio or whoever the manufacturer is on my TV, and they tell me that it's normal, guess what? That shit is going straight back to Best Buy or Amazon, wherever the hell I got it back, wherever I got it from, and I'm getting another television from a different brand. So they pretty much shot themselves in the foot with not only their customer service, but also with how they treating gamers. And gamers need to vote with their pockets and put a stand to it. And everybody needs to voice their opinion to Nintendo and say, look, man, we want third party support. We don't just want Mario Kart. We want other games. We want a console that's strong enough to make it happen. But I really appreciate everybody that's listening to me. I've got 4 people. Well, I had 3 people. I had 4 people watching, but it went back down to 3. But I gotta get up out of here. I gotta wake up real early tomorrow. But I appreciate everybody who watched, and I appreciate everybody who took the time out to check me out. If you just now joining the live stream, you can just click the rewind button and go back to the beginning and see what I was actually talking about. Again, thanks and thank you. I couldn't thank everybody even more. Thank you so much for the support that you guys are showing me. It just lets me know that I'm actually doing something pretty good. If you got any questions, or if you got any opinion or views, please don't hesitate to shoot me a message, or leave a message in the comment section. I got a Twitter account that I'm very active on, Heartless_TV. Instagram, same thing, Heartless_TV. I'm on PlayStation. My PSN is Breeze, BREEZE 810. I have that. I have all that information on my channel on the About section. I have even my gamer tag is on the about section as well. So go ahead and check that out, and don't hesitate to shoot me a friends request, because I will be online this Saturday. I will be online this Saturday, and I'll be playing whatever. I'll probably be playing Wildlands, Ghost Recon Wildlands, between that and Battlefield 1, slapping some heads off. But I'll be able to check with you guys then. Anyway, this is Heartless. I'm about to be out of here. Everybody have a blessed night. Y'all all take care, and thanks again for watching me. I'm out of here. Peace.